Rain stood frozen, drenched in disbelief. Hey, Rain, we're letting you go. Time stopped. Beast Tamer, that was his class, one who bonds with creatures to harness their strength. Not built for direct combat, not made for the spotlight. But even so, he had always tried, supporting from the shadows, sending scouting birds ahead, retrieving loot, doing the work no one else wanted. That was his way of protecting them. The hero's party. He thought they'd understood that. Say what? Hang on a sec. You guys are messing with me, right? He looked around, Arios cold and indifferent, August nodding like this was long overdue, Lean's arms folded, gaze averted. Lena offered no words, only disdainful silence. They weren't joking. Really? Isn't that obvious, even to you? Arios' voice was like polished steel. You're a feeble, useless loser, and you bring absolutely nothing to this group. The words crashed down, louder than thunder. You never do any damage. We constantly have to save your sorry ass. You're just a glorified pack mule using animals to carry our loot. Sounds worthless to me, August muttered with a smirk. Rain opened his mouth, but nothing came out. Was this truly how they saw him all along? We've got a demon king to kill, Lena snapped. We don't have time to babysit a leech. A bitter laugh from Arios. I thought maybe you'd shine under my spotlight. Guess not. Rain's heart cracked. He had believed in them, traveled with them, slept under the same stars, bled on the same battlefield. All of it. Was it ever real? Don't do anything that'll make us lose even more respect for you, Lean muttered. And leave your gear. We gathered it anyway. That was it. The final blow. Their backs were already turned before he could speak. Just like that, the party was over. Rain stumbled out into the rain, ironically poetic. His cloak, torn and thin, clung to him as droplets masked the silent tears. No gear, no goal, no money. I have to start all over with nothing. The next day, laughter broke the silence. Come on, Rain, show us the thing again. A group of curious village kids had surrounded him in the square, their eyes wide with wonder. Sure, just one more time. He knelt, gently whispering to the small bird perched nearby. With a faint shimmer, the creature's eyes lit up as the temporary contract took hold. That was so cool! Thank you, friend! I want to be a beast tamer too! Rain laughed softly. But even that joy was bittersweet, because one child, earnest, blunt, whispered, Heroes always look annoyed when we try to talk to them. They only like nobles. Kinda mean, huh? He froze. So that's what people saw. That's why I got those sideways looks when I bought supplies for Arios. You're not like them, Rain, the girl added. You're nice. You play with us. Thanks, he said quietly. That means a lot. Still, how could he tell them that he wasn't a hero anymore, that he'd been cast out? He whispered to himself, Maybe I can be an adventurer. The Adventurers Guild door creaked open. Welcome! A cheerful voice greeted him. A woman with warm eyes and a welcoming smile stood at the counter. I'm Natalie, here for registration? I am, Rain nodded, voice hesitant. But I don't know much about adventuring. The hero's party always looked down on it. She blinked, then grinned. Well, aren't you earnest? Most people just rush in without a thought. You're already on the right track. Her words sparked a faint flicker in his chest. She explained the system, ranks, trials, government approval, trust, and then, what's your class? Rain hesitated. Beast Tamer. Natalie flinched slightly. Are you sure you'll be all right? Alone? The words echoed like a ghost of Arios venom. Don't do anything reckless, she added. Know your limits. The trial is simple but dangerous. Slay 10 goblins and collect 10 herbs. Rain nodded. Understood. Minutes passed. That's 10. Rain dropped the final goblin runestone into his pouch. Thanks, little friend. I guess even a lowly beast tamer like me can handle F-rank monsters. Time to find herbs. Then a scream shattered the quiet. A woman's scream. Rain's heart jumped. He turned toward the sound, instinct overriding caution. Killer tiger. That roar, it's close. D-ranked. Deadly. Even experienced adventurers struggled with them, and he had no weapons. But someone was out there. Someone was in danger. The trees gave way to a clearing, and there she stood. A girl, no, a young woman, delicate but fierce, her stance firm as the beast closed in. Rain didn't think, he moved. Run while you still can, he shouted. She didn't answer. The tiger lunged. but in a single fluid motion, the girl stepped forward and struck. A flash of claws, a gust of wind. The beast collapsed. She took it down in one blow. She turned to him, blinking slowly. Then her knees buckled. "Miss, are you okay?" Rain rushed forward. "Say something." So hungry. Give me food." Rain's brain stalled. "What?" She looked up at him, eyes watery, nose twitching. And then he realized she wasn't injured, just starving. He dug into his pouch. "Here, rations." She devoured them in seconds. "Thanks. Thought I saw my grandparents waving from heaven." "You were in that bad shape?" She nodded. "One more step and I'd have joined them. Extinction and all that." A long pause followed. Then she smiled, toothily. "I'm Kanade, cat spirit. Pleasure to meout you." "Rain Shroud. Nice to meet you, Kanade."
The two sat under a tree now, sheltering from the last drizzle.
"So what were you doing out here, Kanade?" She leaned back, arms behind her head. "Well, most of my people live deep in the mountains, but that's not living, is it? I wanted adventure, so I left. And then you saved me." Rain blinked. "It kind of feels like fate." He hadn't meant to say that aloud. Kanade's ears twitched. She smiled again. "All right, your turn. Spill everything." And so he did. About the hero's party, about his dismissal, about the weight of being told he was worthless. Kanade's mood shifted. "That hero should be ashamed," she snapped. "You're so kind. How could he treat you like that?" "You're actually mad on my behalf?" "Of course I am. You were... well, I mean..." Rain chuckled. "Thank you. That means a lot." "There's something important I want to make clear," she said, golden eyes fierce with emotion. "You are not, nor have you ever been, useless." Rain blinked. "If anything," she continued, "you're incredibly strong." "You do realize I'm a beast tamer, right?" "Not just any beast tamer," she said, pointing a finger at him. "A very talented one." Kanade stood, arms crossed, gaze unwavering. "From the moment I saw you, I felt it, like this electric buzzing. I had a revelation. You could tame Meow." Rain blinked again. Sorry, you mean you?" She nodded. "There are only a handful of people in the entire world who could ever tame a cat spirit," she said with gravity. "I think you might be one of them." The air stilled. Rain's heart thumped louder. Could it be true? If I could tame her, it would change everything. But that wasn't the real reason his hand trembled. "I want to know her better. I want to understand this bond." "All right," he said at last. "Let's give it a shot." Kanade's ears perked up. Rain stood tall, voice steady. "My name is Rain Shroud." His palm glowed faintly with magic. "In establishing this new contract, a bond is formed between us, an oath in our hearts and hopes in our souls. Your power in my hand." The words came naturally, ancestral, instinctive. "Speak now. Say your name." If she said it, the contract would form. If she didn't, it would vanish. Kanade smiled gently, eyes glowing like sunlight through gold. Kanade. The moment froze. A radiant pattern lit up Rain's palm, a beautiful sigil, glowing with energy, a symbol of their pact. Kanade reached out and tapped it lightly. "The contract is sealed." Rain stared, breath caught. "This means we're bound together now," she said, a hint of warmth in her voice. "Bound?" She tilted her head. "Is that wrong?" "No, it's perfect." "Pleased to travel with you, Rain." "And the feeling's mutual, Kanade."